Hey guys, and welcome to my page. It's Shamika at She Lives Well, and today I wanted to come on to talk about my new my new book. I'm gonna keep that. I'm not even gonna change that because that was funny. So my new book, She Lives, the Revival of the Goddess. Because that's one thing you have to learn how to do in your healing journey. You have to learn how to laugh at your mistakes. You got to learn how to laugh at them. You learn. So from that, I learned, okay, next time I need to check and see what this book looking like before I lift it up, right? So listen, I'm talking about She Lives, the Revival of the Goddess. Is going to help you get inspiration for your healing journey, because it is healing season, y'all. It's healing season. It's time to heal. If you go into 2023 and you're not working on yourself, you're going to get left behind in the old earth. We're going into the new earth. We're going into new everything. Everything is new, right? We have to learn how to revive that goddess, that internal aspect of ourselves that is intuitive, that is wise, that is passionate, loving, nurturing, right? Because we've been living in this masculine world for so long. We've been living in the external, afraid to go inside, afraid to go deep inside of ourselves. So we live on outside, right? We've been doing that for a long time, people. We've been living outside. Our masculine energy has been on steroids. We've been competing. We've been aggressive. We've been go get it. You know what I'm saying? It's been all about action, action, action. Now it's time to bring it back in. It's time to bring it back in. It's time to return to the mother. Because we've been with the Father. That's our external world. We've been with the Father for a long time, doing everything we're supposed to do on this outside world, dominating all of that. However, a lot of us have suffered because our feminine energy has been suppressed. Not just women, men too, because both of us, men and women, have masculine and feminine energy. And on this external world, feminine energy is told to be weak, right? I talk about that in the book. Feminine energy is taught to be, you're not supposed, like, it's not respected, right? Men get paid more, but that's changing. All of that is changing because why? The mama is waking up. Mama, she getting up now. Y'all know how it is. And I say this in the book. When we're little kids, it's your siblings, or it can be you and your cousins, and your mama upstairs sleep. Y'all tearing the house up. I know y'all tearing the house up. Ain't nobody cleaning up after y'all been eating all the snacks, all the Debbie cakes and all that stuff, the Twinkies, all that junk we ate when we was little, the paper wrappings all over the floor. Little cousin then went in there and cooked up with some egg sandwiches, then left the pots on the stove, ain't cleaned up nothing. But the moment you hear your mama waking up from upstairs and she says one thing when she yells down the stairway, she say, "This house better be clean when I come down there." That is what the feminine is saying to us right now. This house, do y'all hear me? This house better be clean when I come. Because if it's not, every one of y'all getting a butt whooping. That's why we got to work together. Ain't none of us, even if you done cleaned up everything that I'm just going to get my stuff. My kid said that to me the other day. I'm just going to get, oh, no. Get your stuff. Okay, well, just pay your half of the bill. That it don't work like that. We have to work collectively. We have to work collectively to heal. It ain't just about your healing. It's about the healing of you, your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother. And that as us women heal, of course, our healing goes out to our men, our kings, our husbands, our brothers. They heal through us. We are the teachers. We get it first. That's always how it's been. We get it first and we extend it to them. They get it from us because we are healing. You touch me, you get healed. That's how powerful we are. You look into my eyes, you heal. I smile at you, you heal. That's how powerful we are as beings on this earth. We have that power. We just have to learn how to awaken it. We have to learn how to tap into this energy. And see, I opened this book up with this quote. Of course, I opened it up with my dedication page. And there are people who I dedicated this book to, people who mean a lot to me, who have supported me along this journey in many ways. So, but the next is a quote by one of my greatest teachers. And this quote says, "Powerful people never educate powerless people on how to take that power away. If you want to control a people, you have to control image. And the main image to control is the image of God. Because if a person worships a God that is assigned to him, if a person worships a God of his choosing, then he's going to take a direction of his choosing, and he's going to think his way out of oppression. But if you worship a God that is assigned to you, an ideology that is assigned to you, and an educational system that is assigned to you, then those who assign these things to you will control you." John Henrik Clarke. Those were his words. One of the greatest teachers, historian teachers I've ever listened to. I was kind of forced to listen to his lectures in the beginning of my awakening. But it wasn't necessary. It didn't feel like a force because every word he said was enjoyable. It was enlightening. It helped me remember who I am as a Black woman. Even beyond that, I got that. And I just would like to thank the late, great John Henrik Clarke for his contribution that he has made along my journey. So, but I do talk about that. I talk about image because I grew up, as many of you have, I grew up with this image of God. He was a man in the sky. This was when I was little. Big man in the sky with a big white beard. He was white. He was a white man. Nothing I could relate to as a Black female. But when I began to study African spirituality, I realized that before my ancestors were brought over here to America, long before that, our culture had a God in our image. That was powerful because, and I talk about this in the book, because especially as children, we're impressionable. When you worship something that looks nothing like you, everyone that looks like that God that you've been assigned is going to be superior to you in your mind. Mentally, subconsciously, you're going to think they are better than you, smarter than you, wiser than you, more valuable than you. That's automatic because they look like something you've been assigned to worship. On this journey, I had to learn how to take back my spirituality. I had to learn how to own my power. I had to learn how to restore my mind. I had to learn how to reshape my body. I had to learn how to recharge my own spirit. All of this I talk about in the book. Those are just 3 domains that I talk about that I feel a woman has to get back in order. Your mind, your body, and your spirit. Just the first 3. I talk about 6 others, but those are the first main 3. Your mind, your body, and your spirit. You have to get back in accord. And what people fail to understand about yoga is that it is a practice that helps you, an ancient practice that helps you align your mind, your body, and your spirit. That's what it is. It's putting your mind, your body, and your spirit back together again. I hear people say that, oh, yoga is about a Hindu god. And I can't laugh. I can't get upset because if you don't know, then you will think that. That's what you think in the beginning. You think it's about that until you have the opportunity to sit down with people who practice yoga, who is in the culture of Hinduism, who is in the culture of Buddhism, who is in these cultures that practice yoga. And they will tell you, yeah, people think. I had a guy tell me that, and I talk about that in the book. A man who actually is a Hindu. And he said, yeah, people think we worship different gods and goddesses, but that's not true. You have to be, in order to understand it, you can't be in human thought process. Your human mind is not going to understand it. That's the importance of learning how to go through these 5 dimensions, because you have to elevate your mind. When I was growing up in my old religion, it was on a lower level. It taught us on a lower level. Why? Because it was something that they gave slaves. So of course, whatever they give slaves, it ain't going to be something to empower them. It's not going to be something to lift them up and help them remember that they are royal and help them to remember that they are great. No, they're not going to remember that they're kings and queens. Powerful people are not going to educate powerless people in how to take that power away from them. John Henrik Clarke said it. That's dumb. Why would you educate? If I'm in power of the world, you think I'm going to give you my power? No. I'm going to give you something that's very close to it, that's going to trick you and make you think and believe how I want you to think and believe. And that is why you have to take back your power. You have to learn how to think for yourself. You have to learn how to study. You have to learn how to study. And my study was not, because I talk about my journey. I talk about, because I grew up in Christianity. I did. Was there every day of the week. My mom was a PI. I was a PPK. Y'all heard of the PK? Preacher's kid. I was a PPK. Piano player kid. That was me. I was there every day of the week. We had choir rehearsal. All the choirs had rehearsal. I was there. Okay. So on my journey, at first in the beginning, and I talk about that, I was a little upset with religion. I was. But then I understood what the value it did bring to my life. The things my mother instilled in me through it. Okay, so I'm not against it. If that's you, that's you. But we are multidimensional beings. Again, we are multi-dimensional beings. When we are on our healing journey, it's not going to be just on one level. You're going to have to elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate in order to get your power back, in order to reclaim and own your power. Now, when talking about abusive relationships and toxic relationships, when you get out of an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship or a bad relationship, however, we give all these adjectives, all these descriptive words and these fancy words that we use. It's a bad relationship, right? However, life is balance. There's good, there's bad. There's up, there's down. There's in, there's out. There's light, there's dark. And on this journey, I've learned how to appreciate the light and the darkness, the good and the bad, the ups and the downs. I've learned how to appreciate the God and the goddess, because there is no separation. They are one of the same. Up and down is just the other side of each other. Darkness is just the other side of light. Darkness is just the other side of light. Positive is just the other side. Negative is just the other side of positive. They are the same. See, those powerful people taught us to look at this in such a bad way that it messed us up mentally. It destroyed us. It destroyed our belief system. It destroyed our thoughts. Now it's like, oh, we judge people because it's good, bad, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody goes through something that's considered bad or negative, we're quick to write them off, not realizing they just on the other side of their up. That's it. I was on the other side of my up when I was down. I was 181 pounds. That's for me. And so I know some people hear that and they're like, I'm sorry. Some people hear that and they're like 150, 180 pounds. That ain't big. For me, it is. Okay. For me, it was. My normal weight is 130, 135, no more than 135. So when I start to get up 140, 145, 150, 160, 170, my energy is going to change. My body is changing. So my energy is changing. My mind is affecting all areas, all aspects of me. I am changing. I am turning into something that I am not. And that's what happens with a lot of us. We gain this weight and we become something or someone we're not. We become something we're not. So learning how to heal, learning how to go through those 5 dimensions is very important. In this book, you will learn about the 5 dimensions of healing. After a relationship, you can't just sit there and not do nothing. After a relationship, you got work to do, because in relationships, you give. You give your mind, you give your heart, you give so much of yourself, and it's time to get yourself back. And I don't mean in a way that, oh, I'm going to go get my nails did. I'm going to get my hair did. I'm going to go, y'all know how to do it. I'm going to go get this. That got to go. That has to stop. This is an effect of a toxic belief system, a toxic relationship. And even if you weren't in a relationship with another person, maybe that toxic relationship is the relationship you have with yourself. Maybe that toxic relationship is the relationship that you have with yourself. You got to learn how to treat yourself better. You got to learn how to love yourself better. And one thing about your self-love, it ain't just about you. It's not just about you. You go through phases when you're learning how to love yourself again. You're going to go through phases of becoming aware of who you are. Your likes, your dislikes, your flaws, your strengths, your weaknesses. But the thing is, you have to learn how to accept. That's the next. Learn how to accept yourself. All of your flaws have to be valued just as much as your perfections, your beauties. Yeah, the ugly stuff about you gotta be loved about you. When I learned how to accept myself as I am, not try to change me. I did that through my natural hair. My healing started with me embracing my natural hair. Because back then, natural hair was so looked down upon. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, nobody wanted nappy hair. But again, them powerful people taught us that. They taught us to hate our natural self, to hate our natural being. Because why? Because there's power in your natural state of being. There is power in your natural state of being. So many of us are so busy trying to change and alter ourselves that we're taking ourselves further and farther and farther away from our power. We're getting further and farther away from our power as we change ourselves. Learning to love and accept you as you are is a key in your healing. If you do not learn to love your flaws just as much as you love your perfections, if you don't learn how to love your weaknesses just as much as you love your strengths, if you don't learn how to love the ugly stuff about you just as much as you love the beautiful things, it's going to be hard to get to that healing. True healing, authentic healing, real healing. It's going to be hard. You have to learn how to get to the real healing. Accept who you are. Stop trying to change you. Look in the mirror. Accept who you are. When I was going through when I first went natural back in first time I tried it was back in 2003. Epic failure. Epic because it was like, I think it was either November, December of 2003. I was like, okay, I ain't gonna get no perm no more. Whew, that was hard. Because as my natural hair, my new growth, the natural hair, that real texture is growing back in, but I still got my straight hair on the ends. Boy, they was at war. It was a war going on in my hair. It was a war. They was battling. New growth coming in, trying to push the old out. The old trying to stay. Oh, no, you ain't pushing me out. We here. We staying right here. You need to go put this perm on this. Put this perm on this stuff. So what did I do? I put a perm back in. I was like, I can't do it. I don't know what to do. So I put another perm. I put a relaxer in my hair. But that was the last one. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do this. I have to do this. So my last perm was I think it was in like December of 2003 and maybe early 2004. I can't remember exactly the date, but I went natural for real in 2004. And that's when I made the commitment. No matter what it takes. I did so much research. I always do research. As y'all can see, my book club, my library is back in. The other part of my library is in my bonus room because it's that big. I love to read. I love to research. I love to learn new things. Even if it's something that I've been told it's evil. Let me find out for myself. Let me decide. Let me show myself approved. You know what I'm saying? So, you can't just, and my teachers taught me that back in the day. My spiritual teacher taught me that they would never tell me information. They always encourage me or would guide me in a direction that would make me want to learn it, make me want to read about it, make me want to study it so that I can know for myself, so that I can't say, oh, well, so-and-so told me, so-and-so told you. No, I need to read it. I need to read it myself. I need to experience it. And that's what this book is about. It's about an experience. My healing was an experience. Not something I heard about. An experience. Okay? But you have to get this book. It's really good. It's healing season. We cannot go into 2023 unhealed. Not working on our healing. Not working on ourselves, because we are one. We are one. And we have to do this. We have to heal. We have to restore, reshape, revive, recharge. We have to. And as women, we have to learn how to conquer the effects of abusive relationships, toxic belief systems, and unhealthy mentalities. Why do I focus on women? Because I'm a woman. So I can relate. And I know that it is through the woman that we're going to get healed. Collectively. As the women heal, we're going to heal the entire world. That's just how it is. Okay? Make sure you pick up your copy. She Lives, The Revival of the Goddess. It's a really good book. Thank you guys for listening. Peace.
I'm feeling new. Oh yeah, I'm new. Oh yeah, everything is new. Everything is new. I got a new walk with my new talk, with my new talk. New look. Even wrote a new book. I got a new mind. It came with this new body. I'm giving y'all this new energy, cause it's a new type of party. I'm on a new journey, walking in my new shoes, and I found a new love with my same old boo. Thank you for making me new. I'm living new. I'm feeling new. Oh yeah, I'm new. Oh yeah, everything is new. Everything is new. I got a new walk with my new talk, with my new time. New look. Even wrote a new book.